Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Robin Dunne, star of the great American movie Ainsley McGregor Mysteries: A Case for the Winemaker. Robin takes on the role of Ryan McGregor. Join us as we delve into Robin's insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Robin.
Thank you for having me. That's a pleasure to speak with you.
For me too. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Ainsley McGregor Mysteries: A Case for the Winemaker?
Yes, so I play, as you mentioned, Ryan McGregor. I'm the sheriff of Sweet River, the town that the show takes place in, the movie takes place in. I'm the brother of Ainsley McGregor, the younger brother, although that's disputed. I don't know, but anyway, in the show, I'm Candace Cameron's younger brother, and yeah, I'm the sheriff of the town. I'm also very protective of Ainsley. She's moved to Sweet River from Chicago because of something that happened there with her involvement with the police department there, and she found herself in some danger. And being the protective brother that I am, I brought her to Sweet River, hoping that the peacefulness of the small town would make sure that she would always be safe and be out of harm's way. But of course, Ainsley being Ainsley, she always finds the mystery. She cannot she can't she can't turn away from a solving a potential crime. So therefore, trouble seems to follow her, as we saw in the first movie. We've also just finished the sequel, A Case for the Yarn Maker, which will be out, I believe, uh, next year.
Yeah.
So, of course, as trouble follows Ainsley, I'm there to help, but also not very comfortable with the fact that she's constantly putting herself in danger. But I'm also the sheriff, so it's helpful to me that she's trying to solve these crimes, and so I'm sort of uneasy about the whole thing. Um, but yeah, I'm constantly dragged onto these adventures with Ainsley, and um, you know,
Great.
craziness.
And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Well, I'd worked with Candace many times before. We're very good friends. Also, the director of the movies, all the movies, Martin Wood, is a very good friend of mine. So when they came to me and they said, Candace and I have always had this bantery back and forth kind of, it almost feels sibling like when we've worked together before, and we kind of joke each other and tease each other. And so when this project came about, and I think she said before, like, you kind of remind me of my brother, like, giving me a hard time and in a fun, joking way. And so when this project came about, I think both Martin and Candace came to me and said, "Look, I think this is kind of perfect for me, for the two of us." And when I first read the script, I really liked the story. I liked the character, but mostly I liked the relationship between Ainsley and Ryan. It felt really real to me. It felt truthful. Um, it felt deeper than some other movies of this nature that I'd read before, scripts. And uh, that's what really sealed it for me, is that because there's a fun banter between the two characters. There's a genuine, they love each other, um, but also there's something deeper there in the script, in the story, and that's sort of what I was touching on with Ryan being protective of Ainsley. So it just felt it connected on several levels. the character and the world. And so it definitely was excited to play the part. And also, nothing better than being able to go to work with your very good friends and work on projects together. So all around, it was something that I was very excited to do. Very excited to continue doing. The fact that we've just done the sequel is very exciting, and hopefully we'll continue to do many more into the future.
Amazing. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching this movie? And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
I I think I think the movie is special because sort of what I've just touched on is the fact that it's a story that's going to give everything that the regular audience wants. It's a mystery. They've got some fun characters. Um, the mystery is compelling within itself, but also what really drives it is the relationship between the characters, not just with Ainsley and Ryan, but Ainsley and Jake, played by Aaron Ashmore, another great pal of mine and a guy that I've worked with in the past. And just to see those relationships develop throughout this film and into the subsequent ones, I think the audience is really going to connect with. Also, it's a really fun setting to have the element of the book club, right? Which is it starts out as a book club. Ainsley's heading this thing with some other members of the community, and but it quickly turns into the sort of the crime solving club, cloaked in this like pretending to be a book club, but really it's a crime solving club. And I think that element is something that audiences are going to really connect with, because within that we get to know some of the other characters in the world and some of the other people who live in this town, Gladys and Dawn and Maureen and Maria and all these great characters. And so I think it elevates the genre of the murder mystery, and going forward, I think uh, audiences are going to really connect to the world that's been created here.
Amazing. And what can you tease about your character journey?
Well, uh, like I said, he's the sheriff. He's very by the book. Um, Maybe a little bit too much by the book, but um, he also has that, like, not as much as Ainsley, 10% of what Ainsley has, that uh, desire to solve the crime at any cost and go off on the adventure, right? So he's the reluctant guy in the trio. There's sort of the trio between Ainsley, Jake, and Ryan. It's like Ainsley's like the driver, the driver of the ship. She's the one who's spearheading these investigations. Jake is the audience. He's the one who's asking the questions, and sort of, I think the audience is looking through his eyes at this crime. And then Ryan is kind of the reluctant um you know guy who's questioning everything, and uh really is trying to keep everybody on track and keep everybody safe. So I think within that triangular dynamic is really interesting. And then the other fun thing about specifically Ryan's character is that not only is he constantly finding himself in the middle of these crimes that are Ainsley's trying to solve, he also finds him, particularly in this movie, in Winemaker, he finds himself in the middle of this budding romance between Ainsley and Jake, right? Because Jake is his best friend, Ainsley's his sister. So there's like this back and forth of like, hey, what do you think she likes me? Do you think he likes me? And that's a position that he complains about. Um, but I think deep down, probably he would like nothing more than his sister and his best friend to fall in love. We'll see if they do or not. But yeah, it is kind of he does play the third wheel every now and then. I heard this expression "holding the candle," right? It was like that's I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's definitely what Ryan is like. Why am I here? Why am I like? Can you guys just figure it out? Like you like each other. Like why is everyone coming to me? So those are really fun elements to play as well.
Great. And the last question about this movie. What was your favorite scene or moment while filming Ainsley McGregor Mysteries, A Case for the Winemaker?
I think my favorite scenes are, I mean, there are lots of fun things. There's exciting adventure things. But I think my favorite scene is Ryan arriving on the crime scene, Ainsley explaining it like, okay, this is what happened. Right at the beginning, there's the scene where after the murder occurs and Ryan arrives and Ainsley's there and we're trying to like figure out, okay, what's happened. And it's right after the crime has occurred. And I like that scene a lot for a number of reasons. One, um, the way Martin Wood, director, blocked it and shot it was um, it was very dynamic in the way it was filmed, and part and parcel was being able to perform it in that way, the way it was blocked, because there's a lot of Ainsley and I walk all the way down the hall. We're talking all the whole time. We're coming back, and so it was a lot of fun to shoot that scene. A lot of things happening, a lot of characters coming in and out. Uh, and that's a testament to the way Martin constructs the movie. It's really elegant. The other thing that I really like about it within the writing, Jim Head's script, it it really establishes a lot of different things in that one scene, right? When Ryan arrives, you establish the relationship between him and Ainsley and how there's maybe a little bit of um, it's not competitiveness. It's sort of this uh, there's a little bit of friction there, right? Between like Ryan wanting to be called sheriff and wanting to make sure that Ainsley doesn't overstep, and the approach to like this Ryan and Ainsley approach crime solving in a very different way. Ainsley is very she's analytical, but she also goes a lot on feeling, basically like what feeling, her gut. And Ryan, I think, is much more pragmatic police crime solving, right? So those two things conflict, and you see that in that scene. And then lastly, there's some fun banter there, right? There's a lot of banter between the two characters. So definitely, I mean, look, I loved all of it, but if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick that one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, a quick question. At
Yes.
Survive the Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite.
Christmas rom-coms.
Okay. So there's a movie. I don't know. Would you call it a rom? I think it's a rom-com. There's a movie called The Bishop's Wife.
Mhm.
Stars Cary Grant, David Niven, Loretta Young. I'm sure you're familiar with it, maybe, but it's not one of the most popular Christmas movies. It's not like It's a Wonderful Life, which definitely like that movie a lot. But I would that The Bishop's Wife is a must for me. Every Christmas, I have to watch it. It's very funny. It's got a lot of heart. I believe it was released in 1946. So we're going back. But any of your readers who have not seen that movie, I would recommend it highly. It's really good.
Great. So, Home Sweet Christmas is a great American Christmas rom-com of this year slate of Christmas movies of
Yes.
Great American. You are
Yes.
touched as a writer in this
Yes.
case. What can you tease about this movie?
Well, it's a movie about two people who were childhood friends on a beautiful farm, and then they were separated, moved away, and hadn't seen each other for years and years, and then a death of the owner of the farm brings them back together because the farm is sort of left to like is half of it's left to Sophie, and the other half is left to the other character. So and then sort of they have to figure out what they're going to do with it, and they may fall in love in the process. Um, really honored that I was able to like that script was brought to life and shot. Candace got that movie made. My friend Paula L directed it. I think really great characters for Candace, and both Candace and Cameron Matheson, who plays the love interest. So yeah, very it's a really nice Christmas movie. It's got heart. It's funny. So yeah, I'm excited for people to see that.
Great.
Yeah.
And the last question, can you tease us something about your next projects?
Well, like I said, we've just finished the second Ainsley film in the franchise. I was able to also be the writer of that one, so I wrote the second Ainsley. Uh, it's just finished, and it's really good. Just continuing the the new tradition of Ainsley. It's a lot of fun. I think it'll keep everybody guessing as to who done it. Um, great guest cast. All the supporting cast are back. So yeah, I'm very excited for people to see that next year.
Great. So this is it. And make all of you sure to catch up with the Ainsley McGregor Mysteries, a case for the winemaker on Pureflix, the Great American Family platform. And thank you, Robin, to join us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a real pleasure. And
Ciao.
thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye.